What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So I do have some things that I've been kind of working on, and I want to start off by saying that I finally after so many years of working on gravel rock, I finally have my driveway paved, and I'm super duper happy. It took a while to actually get it done, but it's finally done and cured. And yeah, I'm super excited. It looks so good. It came out really great. So I got this part done, and I got where my truck sits over there. That's why my truck is back here for a little bit. It's gonna sit there until it finishes curing, just because the truck usually just sits, and you know, I know it's gonna be a while before it's actually fully cured, and I want to put the truck there and let it just sit, because it's gonna you know, it's gonna wear a groove into the new tarmac. So about this video, so I'm gonna show you a couple things that I've been kind of working on. I've been working on my wife's 2009 or 2010 C300, and yeah, I think that I finally figured out what's actually been causing the whole fuel pump thing issue. So I stuck a fuel pump in it, and it hasn't been that long. It has not been that long, probably 3 months or so, and it went dead again, and I don't know why it was going dead. So me personally, I'm more of a hands-on guy. I don't really like to mess with electrical stuff in cars. It's really not my forte. Never been my forte. Diagnosing stuff like that isn't really good. But with that being said, you have to learn and adapt. So that's what I'm kind of doing today, and I'm going to show you exactly what I actually found. So I do have the back seat out. If you guys watched my older video about the Mercedes changing the fuel pump, it is on the passenger side. Don't mind my mess. I do have boxes everywhere in this car, which I will be unloading, and we will be talking about in a future video, but not right now. Not right now. I have so much to talk about, so many things, but I'm gonna unload this stuff, and I'm gonna actually show you exactly what we're looking at, and what you guys have to do to kind of remedy this, because yeah, I kind of figured it all out. So yeah, just give me 1 second. Let me take these boxes out, and we'll get back to it. Okay, so now that we have all the boxes out of the car, we have a rudimentary setup here, and I'm going to show you exactly what we got. So this side is the actual fuel pump side, and that is the auxiliary fuel pump side. So this side pumps all the fuel from this side to that side, and then it pumps it up to the engine. So as you can tell, I have my voltmeter hooked up, and there are 4 wires on this main circuit here. A blue and looks like green, blue and black. It looks like a black and white, and a black and brown, which, if I'm not mistaken, I've been getting positive results from the black and gray wire. So that is the constant from the battery, or at least that's what it's supposed to be from the battery. So the brown and black wire are what we're going to be looking at. So let me turn on the car, and let me give you a quick little thing. So this here, I have, it's just a jumper wire from the battery, positive side of the battery terminal, all the way through the center of the car, well, through the side of the car, because I just wanted to test something. So the fuel pump from the car and the relay are supposed to be getting 12 volts all the time. So this is now a, let's say 2010, so we'll say 11-year-old car, 11 to 12-year-old car. So all the wiring in this car looks very, very healthy, but that doesn't mean the correct voltage is coming to wherever you need it to go. So let's look at the voltage as the fuel pump turns on, and I'm going to show you exactly what it does. Hopefully it does it, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to just set the camera up. I'm going to start the car, and we're just going to watch the voltmeter, and we're just going to watch it, and I'm going to show you exactly what it does. Hopefully it does it within the next, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. So let's just set the camera up, and I'll let you watch it. All right, let me adjust this here. Sorry, people. There we go. So we'll just watch this for a little bit. But as you can tell right now, it's throwing out 7 volts. So that is definitely not enough juice to run this fuel pump. Yeah, it's supposed to have a 12 volt constant. So let's just watch it. Okay, people, see what the voltage is? 0. I haven't touched anything, and look at how the engine is going to be at 0 voltage. This is what happens with the motor, and it just dies. So that probably took about, I don't know, if I had to guess, maybe 15 minutes or so. And there's 0 voltage at the pump, you know, so nothing. You know what the weird part is? Let me show you. Get in it, shut it off, right back on. And you know what? I'll show you. Still 7 volts. So this is the problem that I'm having. So as you guys can kind of tell, yeah, it's like 15 minutes, almost 16 minutes. So here's what I got. So I got a solution. So there's a couple things that you can check before you go to the extreme like I did. One being that the fuel pump relay might be bad. So if you go here, this is, I don't know, this is a W204, and I don't know exactly what number this is, but I looked it up, tried to figure out what the fuel pump relay was, and it's tied into a bunch of stuff, but this is the main one here. So look at that and try to see, I don't know if you could replace it with one from a different car, one that's known. So I have a couple Mitsubishis here, and I used the Mitsubishi one, and it worked just fine, except for it did the exact same thing. So exact same problem, exact same thing. So there's something going on with this relay, or the wiring going to the pump, which is what I'm thinking. So since this is like an older car, what needs to happen is that the wires are just, they don't have the current to go through and actually you know, use up all the amperage and the voltage that the pump actually needs to run. So we got ourselves a fuel pump rewire kit. So normally they advise you to do this with cars over 10 years old, which this thing is. And I usually get it for cars like these, you know, like these that are actually, that they need constant voltage because you don't want to blow a motor or do anything crazy. So I haven't done it to any of my cars because I really haven't ever needed to. But for this car, for the Mercedes, I think I'm going to have to do it. So I'm going to clean up my little cart here, and I'm going to show you exactly what we got. So give me 1 second. Okay, so this is what we got, people. I have a, I think it's called a fuel pump rewire kit. So like I said before in earlier, you know, what I said earlier. I haven't really done one of these to any of my cars, but I see them done a whole lot. So yeah, this is what's in the package. You got your hardware, and then you have your installation. It's really not that crazy. It's from Deechworks. So there's the QR code, so that I'm guessing there's instructions for it. But yeah, it's fairly simple. Like legit power, ground. You ground out the pump. Ground out the pump from the switched relay, from the relay itself. So signal wire, power right from the battery, and then power to the pump. It's really that simple. And then you have like, I don't know, 30-40 feet of like wire, which is super thick wire to actually help you. And then you have your relay. So it's got a relay, and it's got an inline fuse. Just let me see if this is in here. It is. You have an inline fuse that's there. So if you have problems in the future with something like this, all you got to do is just go to the fuse or go to the relay. You can mount it anywhere. I don't know exactly where we're going to mount this, but we will try to mount it. So let's get to the car. Let me show you exactly where I'm going to put this bad boy, or where I'm going to try to put this bad boy, and then we'll go to the installation. Let's go. All right, people, you always, the first thing you always want to do when you're working with electricity, and you know, 12 volts anyway, is you always want to disconnect the power. I guess it works with house stuff too. So yeah, let's just do that. I think there is a grommet on this side of the engine here. I'm going to try to get to that. I'm going to pull out the battery, go through the grommet, and start pulling all of these. I actually did start pulling a couple of these panels already to try to see where I can snake this through. So it's got to come from all the way up in the front, all the way underneath, and then go all the way to the pump. So yeah, I have a long way to go, so I got to pull all of this stuff. So it's really not super delicate stuff, so you really don't have to worry about breaking stuff. Like, although it is an older car, we obviously we keep our cars pretty you know, pretty clean. So yeah, everything should come out with not a problem at all. So I'm gonna do all of this stuff from off camera, and then I'll show you exactly which way I actually routed it, and we'll go from there. We'll start doing some testing and stuff like that, see how we want to do this. So let's go. All right, people, so quick update here. So this is your plug. It's missing the red wire, obviously. So the first thing you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to try to get out the red positive. I use this little I don't know what you want to call it. It's like a timing belt tensioner tool. It's got a very sharp, well, not super sharp, but it's got a pointy edge on it. What you need to do is just stick it in there, or if you have a disconnect tool for you know, like wire connectors and such, you can use that. But you need to get out the red positive wire. So that's what I did, and I'll show you exactly what we're at right now. So here, okay, so this is the end of the wire here. As you can tell, it's really nothing special, but I haven't ran through the car so far, and the positive end over here. So there is a grommet right here. What I did was I just pushed it back a little bit so I can feed the wire through. I stuck the you know, the screwdriver there just so that it's not like stripping the wire, and I just pulled some of it through, you know what I mean? I fed a good amount of it through, but the last little bit I kind of, you know, I was in the car and I just pulled a little bit. So it's really not here nor there. So yeah, that's really not too much. I can pull this now so that you're not creating or drilling any crazy holes or anything like that. That's going to be your first step. The next step is to look underneath the car. Let me take this off the tripod. So, all right, you're going to look underneath here. This is the passenger side footwell. So this plastic piece with the light, dome light, well, not dome light, footlight, is held on by 3 Torx T20s. So 3 Torx T20s that are held on underneath here. Your wire will be right behind it, so all you got to do is just pull it straight through. And then all you got to do is just start pulling your side panels. They just pop up. This pops up, and I'm gonna tuck it underneath the you know, the seatbelt thing here, and I'm gonna go to the back. I'll show you. And this thing here, it's just pull up. So just like anything else in most cars, it just pulls up, and we're gonna feed the wire up through here, and we're probably gonna tuck the relay away somewhere around here, not really screwed in anywhere, because I don't want to have it like it will be a permanent fixture, but I just wanted to I want to make sure before I actually like permanently affix it somewhere that it's actually going to work. From my testing so far, throwing 12 volt right to the pump, it did work. And like I said before, it was on for like 15-20 minutes before it actually started acting up. So I left it outside yesterday, or the day before yesterday, and I left it out there for 2 hours, and it didn't, there was nothing. As soon as I pulled the wire off, forget about it. It went right down to 0 volts, and the car died. So this will be a permanent fix, but I want to make sure before I actually affix the actual bracket into the car. So yeah, let's feed the wire through, and let's start getting this job you know, on its way. All right, people, so here we are. So I'm finally finished up front. Everything is tucked away, as you can tell. It looks all OEM and factory again. Nice. Okay, so we have an absorbent amount of red wire. I will not be cutting this just because I don't really want to mess anything up. I probably could, without a doubt, and you know, run a jumper in between. But I'm just gonna roll this up for right now. It'll get, like, I'll just tuck it somewhere. It will be out of the way. So next thing you need to do is you need to isolate your power ground and your, what do you want to call it, signal wire. So I have done that. So everybody with this problem with the same car as mine, it will be the signal wire will be the blue and black wire. The ground wire will be the brown and black wire, and the power wire, don't mind this, the power wire to the pump will be the black and gray wire. So in correspondence, it will be with this thing. The red wire will go to you know, the empty here, coming straight from the battery. The yellow wire will go right to the power to the pump. It will power the pump. The blue wire will go to the blue and black wire, and then the ground wire will be spliced in, and I will find a ground somewhere. So we're gonna get that done now, and yeah, we'll see you when it's all done. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so we are at the point where we are gonna take this bad boy for a ride. So let me show you what we got here. So I was a bit confused on the signal wire. I thought it was one of the I thought it was the black and blue wire, but there are two black and, well, one is blue and black, and one is blue and green, or light green. Those are the what do you want to call those, signal wires for the float. So you know, yeah, you know how much gas you got. So we're not using those. So the correct way to do it is to just interrupt the actual power wire that's going to the pump, which is your black and gray wire. So the black and gray wire, you're just going to cut. One side is going to go to the pump, the other side is going to be your signal. So right now, as I have it, it is I have a probe in there, and I have a probe on ground. So you're going to want to ground the side from the fuse panel, which is the black and brown wire. You're going to ground that, and you're going to ground the pump, and you're going to ground the relay. So all three of these are grounded to the same posts, and I'm actually monitoring, because this is what I got as far as voltage for my signal. So I got 3 volts here. I think if it gets less than a volt or something like that, then the pump will shut off. But as of right now, we have been sitting up here for at least a good 15 to 20 minutes, and no drop in voltage at all. So which is really good. So I think if I lose signal from the relay up front, you know, like the signal wire, then I think that will be enough to turn off the pump, like I said before. But I don't think that that's really going to happen because I have this wired up now correctly, but I will be taking it to Sheetz because we are, I don't know, let's see what we got. You can see here, we're about 1/8 of a tank. So we're about 1/8 of a tank. So we're going to go fill up and we're going to go see what we can kind of do. But yeah, I don't know. We'll be back and I will tell you how the ride went. It's really not that far, maybe 4 or 5 miles, something like that. Go get something to eat and yeah, see how it rides. So yeah, I will update you in a couple seconds. Just hold on. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so this is the end of the ride for this bad boy. I'm ready to button this thing up. The pump is going crazy. It is good, crazy in a good way. It is a little loud right now just because I think we took it to Sheetz, we filled it up, and we filled it up with Flex Fuel, E85, whatever you want to call it, at my local station. So yeah, I think it's going a little louder than it normally would just because it's got different fuels in it. I don't know if that's actually accurate, but it's a little louder, no big deal. But it ran no problem for the last, I'd probably say, hour and a half. So when we first started, it couldn't run 15 minutes without dropping voltage. And right now, as it sits, let me see, let me get my thing here. Let's see, we're sitting at 3 volts, and if I switch it to, let's see, power here, we got 13 volts going right to the pump. So we're actually in really good shape. So I know it's a little loud, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually put together this bad boy, finish up this video, and that'll be it for that. Hopefully this fixes the issue. Hopefully it helps you out. It's a direct kit from I got it from Extreme PSI. That's my local place that I usually buy stuff from, but you can get it from anywhere. They make harnesses for every car. Mine is universal, so it's not anything super crazy, but like I said before, just follow the directions on the package or watch this video, and you should be able to actually wire it up yourself with no problem. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna button this bad boy up. If it helped you, hit the like button, maybe think about subscribing. But yeah, I guess we'll see you on the next one. All right, deuces. Okay, people, so you know what's funny? Let me tell you something quick. So I made the rest of this video a couple days ago. I've been driving, I had the wife drive the car for a couple days, and something about the whole setup didn't really feel 100% correct. So I went back, I tried to look at like if other people had this type of issue, and it's not a common thing, but I actually went through, tried to do some research, and found out that this thing, unlike any other car that I've ever worked on, thank you Mercedes, has a fuel pump sender. Like, it's got its own little box. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. So this is the actual box here. So this is what mine looks like, right? This is used. So I bought one of these. It's not out of the car, but I wanted to give it a couple days before I actually like threw this up. And yeah, I'm gonna go through in a second and I'm gonna show you exactly what this thing actually does. So riding around on the whole fuel pump relay kit for a couple days, and like I said before, things weren't really the way that they should. That fuel pump never really stopped screaming, even after getting regular fuel. So I wondered why. So I threw my voltmeter on, and I found out that it was reading at like 3 volts, like you saw from the video. And the problem is that like it's supposed to go up and down, variable, like, you know, it's supposed to vary its voltage, and it really was not doing that. So there had to be something else wrong with it. So I stumbled upon what this was, and I looked in the car to find out. So I'm gonna show you exactly what I got going on right now. So it is a beautiful day outside, and I'm gonna show you exactly what we got. So that box, it sits right here. It's tucked away. It's tucked away in here. So as you can tell, I still have my fuel pump rewire. Still, it's not active right now. I have the relay out, and I took apart some of the wires so that you can actually see. But as of right now, I have the positive. You know, this is pretty much, it's just a complete circuit, that's all. This wire is supposed to go like to where the yellow wire is. This is the complete circuit. So I bought one of these used on eBay, because you can't, you know, you can't really find these brand new from a dealer, which kind of sucks. It's still like a 2010 and you can't really find them. So I had to find some place that had it used. So no big deal, it is what it is. So come to find out, I'll show you exactly what I was looking at. I did some research, like I said before, and this is what I found. So I'm going to just attach this here. I'm going to take this off, and I hope that you guys can see this. So the corrosion in here is real. I don't know if you guys can see that. So yeah, the corrosion in there is really, really bad. And I didn't think it was ever gonna get like this, but I guess things do happen. So let's look at the module itself. So inside here, you can kind of tell there is some you know, some wear or whatever, and some corrosion. But let's crack this bad boy open. So I already have the 3 screws out. There's 3 screws at the bottom. It's really not that big of a deal. The bottom plate comes off, and you could see, oh, and you could on first glance you could see what I'm seeing, right? So there's problems here. There's a lot of corrosion. So the top comes off. So you have to cut this here, and the top just comes right off. All right, so this is what we're looking at. This is what my, whatever you want to call this, fuel pump computer, like variable valve thing. I don't know what do you want to call it. I think its technical name is fuel pump sending unit computer. I don't know. I don't know exactly what it is. But anyway, can you see how much corrosion is in there? Now, I don't know what was going on with this thing, but it was only putting out 3 volts. And you guys could see that from like my video earlier. So this thing is pretty much junk. So luckily, the guy who sold this to me, it came out of a running car with no problems. And I got it with both ends, right? So I got it like this. Well, I mean, it was a whole cover. But the ends, I clipped these from off my car, well, off the wife's car, and I used the ends that were that were supplied. So they were a lot better, and a lot better shape, and no corrosion. And wouldn't you know it, it is that computer, what it actually does is it varies the voltage. What it does is it varies the voltage to the fuel pump whenever you're driving. So let's start it. All right, so do you remember how it was before? It was either, I can't remember if it was like 7 volts or if it was 3 volts. I can't really remember. But I've been on this thing all day today on a crisp day, working on this thing, and it has not dropped below 8 volts the whole time I've been watching it. So what I'll do is I'll put this over here. Let's walk over to the other side of the car, and we'll look at the various you know, the voltage here. So I'll show you. I guess you guys, oh, there we go. Now you see what happens? It's a variable, like it varies with voltage. So again, I've never really been good at diagnosing anything like this. This was kind of a first, but I don't know. I hope to Jesus like this will help you. If you have a similar problem like I did, and the car just wants to shut off, goes to 0 volts or whatever, hopefully it does help you. Don't go crazy. The last ditch effort is probably you should run that fuel pump rewire kit, but look into one of those the the fuel pump sending unit like control module things. Mine was like 50 bucks. I got it for a guy like that had a crashed one. So it really wasn't that expensive. So try that before you actually try to go to the dealer or try to do this rewire kit. Even though I'm so about this rewire kit, I might just take it out now, because now I know that this was the problem the whole time. So I don't know. It sucks. It's 7 minutes long extra on top of a video that I already did. But hopefully this this will help you. I don't know. Just like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully like it wasn't too painful to watch me like fumble around with some stuff. So yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Deuces.